शिवाय ॐ नमः 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 शिवाय। हर नमः पार्वतीपतये हर हर महादेव शंभो शंकर। बोलिए श्री सद्गुरुनाथ महाराज की जय। सर्व वेदांत सिद्धांत गोचरं तम गोचरं गोविंदं परमानंदं सद्गुरुं प्रणतोऽस्म्यहम् सद्गुरुं प्रणतोऽस्म्यहम्। We will chant from sloka number 56. Let us chant together from sloka number 56. Na yogena na sankhena karmana no na vidyaya ब्रह्मात्मैकत्व बोधेना मोक्षे सिद्ध्यति नान्यथा। वीणाया रूप सौन्दर्यं तन्त्रीवादन सौष्ठवं प्रजारञ्जन मात्रं तत् न साम्राज्याय न कल्पते। Some places not there here. न साम्राज्याय कल्पते। वाग्वैखरी शब्दजरी शास्त्र व्याख्यान कौशलम् वैदुष्यं विदुषां तद्वत् भुक्तये न तु मुक्तये। अविज्ञाते परे तत्त्वे शास्त्राधीतिस्तु निष्फला। विज्ञातेऽपि परे तत्त्वे शास्त्राधीतिस्तु निष्फला। Next sloka also we will chant. शब्दजालं महारण्यं चित्तभ्रमणकारणम् अतः प्रयत्नात् ज्ञातव्यं तत्त्वज्ञैस्तत्त्वमात्मनः। Moksha, liberation, can be attained, siddhyati, only by Brahma Atma Ekatva Bodha na anyatha, not by any other means, not by yoga, not by Sankhya, not by performing so many kinds of actions, rituals, etc., even not by Upasana, etc., not by Vidya. For this, so many examples also given by Puja Adi Shankaracharya ji, Veena example and Vagvaikari Shabda Jari. A person may be very scholarly person and very great orator, but all those things, if he is not using for self-realization, not using for knowing and understanding scriptures, then all these things are only for bhukti, not for mukti. Next sloka, avijñāte pare tattve shastradhitistu nishpala. Those who have studied the scriptures and not realizing the self, it means there is no proper use of the scriptures. In the same way, one who already realized the self, for him also studying scriptures is not necessary. He may be using to impart knowledge to others or to revel in that scripture, but the study of scriptures meant for the seeker to realize the self. 60th sloka. Shabdajalam Maharanyam. Shabdajalam means the collection of words, the philosophical, so many textbooks. One meaning of jala means net also, that which binds, net. Shabdajalam Maharanyam. This sloka also important. Maharanyam, the jungle, the thickest, thick forest, thick jungle. Chitta Brahmana Karanam. Chitta means mind. Brahmana means delusion. Karana means cause. Chitta Brahmana Karana means cause of the confusion of the mind. Shabdajalam Maharanyam Chitta Brahmana Karanam. Ataha, therefore, because of this reason, Prayatnat plus Jnatavyam. Prayatnat Jnatavyam is there because of Sandhi. Break that one. Prayatnat means by effort. Jnatavyam should be known, should come to experience. Tattvajnehi Tattvam Atmanaha. Tattvajnehi means here not already realized people. Here Tattvajnehi means by the true seekers of Brahman, by the true seekers of truth. Tattvam Atmanaha. Tattvam, the real nature. Atmanaha, of the self. The real nature of the self should be known by the seekers of the Brahman. This is the important purpose studying the scriptures. Otherwise, what will happen when the seeker is studying scriptures and listening? There is chance that person may be caught up in the only word meaning, and what is the commentary upon this verse and this mantra. See, so many commentaries are available. For example, if we take Bhagavad Gita, on Bhagavad Gita, even we cannot count. So many commentaries are there. So many of them, they have commented in different ways and from different standpoints. What will happen if that seeker of truth is not focused on the goal? If he will be studying the scriptures and he is referring so many textbooks and listening from so many people, there are chances that person may be confused about what is the real import said in the scriptures. That's why when we are studying this, especially these spiritual textbooks, we need proper guidance from the Guru Parampara. If the Guru is not there and on our own, if we start studying scriptures, so many times, very often, we will confuse and we may come to wrong conclusions also sometimes. See, this is Shabda Jalam. Here Shankaracharya ji used the word Shabda Jalam. If once we caught up into that one, it's very difficult to come out from that. One seeker, for example, if we take one seeker, he started his spiritual journey to realize the truth, to get moksha. He went to one ashram and he joined in the course, and when he started listening scriptures and started studying the scriptures, he developed a lot of interest to study more and more, referring more and more granthas, etc. Daily he used to go to library and he used to take reference, whatever given, he used to take that grantha and he used to take notes, etc. See, all these things are very good. That student, he should be studious, he should study the scriptures. But what happened in the case of this person, when he was doing like that, his more interest and focus was there on textbooks, granthas, not on the goal. He kept all other sadhanas aside and he developed such kind of interest and taste. Day by day, he wanted to study more and more books and he wanted to what you call study more commentaries upon the same topic, what here it is said, what it is said by another master, another person. Let's go on doing like that. What happened? He became a scholarly person, information is gathered, ego also is boosted, as I know now so many things, and he forgot completely why he is studying the scriptures. No self-realization, no moksha. Sometimes it will happen. One topic is given, to speak upon that topic, that person will gather so many points here and there. Here it is said, there it is said, this is the quotation, this is the examples, gathering that information and delivering wonderful discourse also. But what is the purpose of all these things? To please others? No, no. But to showing off was our erudition? No. And this is very powerful. It's a Shabda Jalam Maha Aranyam. It's an example given, Maha Aranyam. When that person entered into the forest, that to thick forest, if proper guide is not there, guidance is not there, there are chances that person may lose the proper path. If once he lost that, it's very difficult to come out from the thick forest. He maybe it's walking, but there itself caught up into that one, unable to come out from that forest. In the same way, if that seeker of Brahman, seeker of truth, if he is not alert enough, then he may caught up into these words, and this is like jungle only, very difficult to come out from it. One mantra is there. Upon one mantra, 9 commentaries are available. To understand that one mantra, if he is spending lot of time for all those things, not required for, really speaking, for seeker of truth. See, when master is there, guru is there, already one who studied under Guru Parampara, he knows what is the subject. If he is referring books and he is studying other commentaries, etc., that is fine. Why? Because that guru, he has to guide others, he has to explain to others. So for him it is required. And he will not be caught up in this kind of Shabda Jalam, etc. Why? Because already he studied under Guru Parampara and he knows what is the truth. And from which standpoint it is said, he can understand well. Because in our scriptures, some places, contradictory statements also given. Seemingly contradictory. But in fact, there is no contradiction. But if proper understanding is not there, then that person will confuse. His mind will be totally confused about the scriptural statements. At one place it is said that Atma Swarupa can be attained by mind. And another place it is said it cannot be attained by the mind. Whether it can be attained by the mind or not. Here mind means what is the meaning he should know, and which kind of mind is able to grasp or understand the nature of reality he should know. And in different places the word will be same but meaning will be different. If once he will be going on and on, trying to get more and more information on his own, then it's very difficult for him to come out. Some people years together, one grantha after another grantha, go on studying, adhyayan, and they will become old also, but nothing will happen. Nothing will happen means no realization at all. First and foremost thing, all of us, we have to understand what is the purpose of studying the scriptures. What is the purpose of listening them? The purpose is self-realization, moksha. If we are not alert enough, if we are not focusing on the goal, there are so many distractions. That person may become great scholarly person, but he cannot realize the self. That's why in the beginning only, in the introductory slokas only, Shankaracharya is giving that warning, all seekers of Brahman truth, be alert. What is the goal should be all the time in our mind. We have to focus on that. Shabdajalam Maharanyam Chitta Brahmana Karanam. Chitta Brahmana, once our mind is confused, afterwards it's very difficult to give right information to that mind. Sometimes what will happen, few people, they will study this book, that book, and they will listen from so many people. See, in the beginning stages, listening from so many people is very dangerous. Why here we are saying like this? Studying so many books and listening from so many people in the beginning stages, what will happen? They will create confusion. Why it is said Guru should be there? Because proper guidance is required. One Mahatma, one person will say something, another person will say something, and Bechara, one who is in the beginning stage of the path of spirituality, completely, totally, he will get confused. Afterwards, to impart right knowledge to him, it's very difficult. Because he thinks, already I have studied this text. I know all these things. I know the meaning of this one. Even I know what are the commentaries are available on this one. I have studied all those commentaries also. One thought is there in his mind. And he confused already. If Guru Mahatma really wants to give that right knowledge, he is not ready to receive at all. Where that a clean slate is there, it's easy to write on that. It's already filled with so many things. If we write important thing also, it cannot be seen properly. So this is like a thick jungle and Shabdajala Maharanyam. So we have to be very careful. Ataha, therefore, Prayatna Jnatavyam. Prayatna word is important here. With effort, Jnatavyam should come to experience, should come to know. Tattvajnaihi tattvam atmanaha. Tattvajnaihi, by the seekers of Brahman. Tattvam atmanaha. Tattvam, the real nature of the self, atmanaha. This is very, very important sloka. Otherwise, so many people will get confused and they will caught up in such kind of knowledge. We cannot call it as complete knowledge also. It's just words, that's all. Not understanding what is the inner meaning of them. So we required proper guidance. Guru is required, Guru Parampara is required, and our prayatna also should be there. And our purpose of studying scriptures is not to become Pandit. Our studying scriptures, the purpose of studying scriptures is self-realization. Next sloka. Ajnana sarpadastasya Ajnana sarpadastasya Brahma jnanaushadham vina Brahma jnanaushadham vina Kimu vedaischa shastraischa Kimu vedaischa shastraischa Kimu mantraih kimaushadhaih Kimu mantraih kimaushadhaih. Before entering into this sloka, regarding earlier sloka, why it is said Shabdajalam Maharanyam is like that. As earlier we have seen few thoughts connecting to that. We have seen few people, especially nowadays, they will be testing here and there just like that. What it is said here, what it is said here, what is said by him, what is said by her, how they are explaining this sloka, how they are explaining this text. Just gathering informations like that. Because of all these things, what will happen? Time will be wasted. Once data or information reach to our intellect, if it is not correct, afterwards it's very difficult to remove that. If once we learn something that which is not correct, afterwards to learn what is the right, it's very difficult. That's why Guru Parampara is required. This is very, very important thing. And we should not caught up into just words. We have to see the essence of all these things. And just we chanted this sloka number 61. What here it is said in sloka number, earlier we have seen 56th sloka, moksha can be attained by Brahmatmaikya Bodha, not by any other means, it is said. Emphatically it is said, not by yogas and etc. Why that is said like that? Is it okay? It's negating everything, dismissing everything, not by this one, not by this one. Why? Because reason is given here. Ajnana sarpa dastasya. Ajnana sarpa. Here the comparison given. Ajnana means ignorance. Sarpa, serpent, snake. Ajnana sarpa dastasya. Here ignorance is compared with snake. Please remember this one comparison. That's similar. Ignorance, ajnana, is compared with snake. Dastasya. Dastasya means of one who is stung, one who is bitten, smitten by the snake of ignorance. Ajnana sarpa dastasya, of one who is stung by snake of ignorance, serpent of ignorance. Brahma jnana aushadham without Brahma jnana aushadham, medicine. Brahma jnana, the knowledge of Brahman. Without the medicine of knowledge of Brahman. Here, aushadham and Brahmajnana. Brahmajnana is compared with aushadham, medicine. Earlier, ignorance is compared with sarpa. Kimu vedaischa shastraischa kimu mantraihi kim aushadaihi. Kimu word is there, na? Kimu means of what while. What is the use? Kimu. What is the use? Of what a while? Kimu vedaischa. Vedaihi plus cha. Cha means and. Vedaihi. The Vedas, by the Vedas. Shastraischa, and by Shastras, scriptures. Kimu mantraihi. What is the use of mantras? Kim aushadaihi. What is the avail of any other medicines? What is the meaning here? One person, he is walking on the road. That time, its light was not clear, evening time. By mistake, he placed his foot on something. He felt there was a snake, because it was appearing as the snake. So what he felt immediately, he thought is by mistake I placed on a snake and it's already bitten. So he thought it's because of that snake's biting, that poison is entering into his body. So he was stung by that snake. And all other people also gathered around him, and they also were screaming, and there's a lot of commotion there. Now, what is the medicine to remove his poison? What is the medicine to remove his sorrow and fear? If really there was a snake, then medicine will be available. The use of medicine is required. In fact, there was no snake at all, and he was thinking himself like that. Then what kind of mantra will work for that one? That snake mantra will be there. What kind of medicine, aushadha, will work for that? So what should be done now? To remove his sorrow, to remove his fear, only one thing. What is that? Someone has to throw light upon that, and it should be seen by that person. There was no snake at all. Only rope was lying in that form of snake. When he comes to know, this is Rajju Sarpa, very often we have seen so many times this example. So when that person has seen that, immediately the fear and sorrow will be removed from his mind. In that case, nothing else can remove his sorrow at all. In the same way, here Ajnana Sarpa Dastasya, the ignorant jiva stung by the serpent of ignorance, Ajnana. And he is thinking he is jiva and this jagat is real and he is undergoing so many experiences in this world, sukha, dukkha, etc. Most of the time dukkha only. Then how he will come out from that? What Vedas can do, what Shastra can do, what mantras can do. In fact, nothing will work. By doing puja, by doing yajna yaga adi karmas, by upasana, or by chanting, by doing parayan, etc. By all these things can be removed, that ignorance? No. Brahma jnana aushadam vina, without the Brahma jnana, what is the remedy of that is Brahma jnana. What is the medicine is available for ajnana? Jnana. So by Brahma jnana alone, ignorance will be removed, not by any other means. That's why in earlier sloka it is said, not by yoga, not by sankhya, not by karma, not by vidya, upasana, etc. This is the reason. Others may be coming and consoling that person. No, we will take care of you and we will bring medicine, etc. So many things can be done, but when that person will see exactly there is no snake at all, that time only he can completely come out from the fear and sorrow permanently. In the same way, when person will receive self-knowledge, then he will identify himself with his own true nature. Then that ajnana will be removed. The jiva bhava will not be there. Then there will not be janana marana samsara chakra. This point should be very, very clear in our minds. By Brahma Jnana alone, moksha is possible. By Brahma Jnana alone, ajnana will be removed. This is the means to attain our goal. Next sloka. Connecting to this point, Adi Shankaracharya he is giving so many examples also. Nagaccheti vinapanam, nagaccheti vinapanam, vyadhiraushadha shabdataha, vyadhiraushadha shabdataha, vinaparokshanubhavam, vinaparokshanubhavam, brahma shabdairnamuchyate, brahma shabdairnamuchyate. Beautiful sloka. Na gacchati vina panam vyadihi aushadha shabdataha. Na, not gacchati, goes, vina, without, panam means drinking. Without drinking, it doesn't go. What? Vyadihi, disease. Aushadha shabdataha. Aushadha shabdataha, by utterance of the name of medicine. Unless he will take that medicine inside, the disease will not be cured. One person is suffering with fever and it is prescribed paracetamol. I don't know other medicines names, so many medicines names. So I'm giving this example, common paracetamol. Yes. So when that person is just go on saying that it is prescribed morning, afternoon and night, we have to take 3 times these tablets. So paracetamol given and dose also prescribed. And instead of taking that medicine, that person is go on saying, using that word paracetamol, paracetamol, paracetamol. By just uttering the word of the medicine, the disease, fever will not be cured. In the same way, Vina aparoksha anubhavam brahma shabdaihi na muchyate. Vina, without, aparokshanubhavam. Nice word. Aparoksha anubhavam. Without direct experience of self, without direct experience of Brahma Tattva, without that anubhava, Brahma shabdaihi, just by the word Brahman, Aham Brahmasmi, I am Brahman, Aham Brahmasmi, I am Brahman, Aham Brahmasmi, I am Brahman. It's how many times we maybe go on saying, but by just utterance of the Brahman word or I am the Brahman, na muchyate. Na muchyate is not liberated. Person cannot come out from the bondage. What kind of examples Shankaracharya is giving, no? These examples are suitable in those days, hundreds and hundreds years ago, and now also these examples are very suitable, very apt. Huh? Only Shankaracharya can write like this. Huh? He only can communicate in such a way, the thought, whatever Siddhanta is there, to communicate that what kind of description, what kind of similes, comparisons, metaphors, examples, drishtantas he is giving. I'm not saying he had given. He is giving now also, present also. Guru Mahatmas are always, they are alive. Na gacchati vinapanam vyadihi aushadha shabdataha. That disease cannot be cured by mere utterance of the word of the medicine unless he will drink, unless he will take that medicine. In the same way, vina aparoksha anubhavam brahma shabdaihi na muchyate. Just by uttering mahavakyas, just by uttering Brahman, aham brahmasmi, that without aparoksha anubhava, without the direct experience, na muchyate. Liberation is not possible. Few people will think if we memorize these verses, these mantras, and daily if we go on remembering those things, then we will get liberation. Tattvamasi, aham brahmasmi, ayamatma brahma, prajnanam brahma. These kind of mahavakyas are not meant for japa. Please understand. Few people will think if go on chanting like this, we will get liberation. No, these are not meant for japa. And in Vedas, few mantras and suktas are there. People, they will be chanting those mantras when they were offering oblations into the heaven kunda. Means when they were doing yajna yagadi karmas, they will be chanting all these things. But please remember, wherever Brahmatmaikya Bodha has been given, those mantras are not meant for rituals. Those mantras are not meant for japa. What we have to do? We have to understand the import of them and we have to experience that. That is the important thing. Beautifully it is said. By uttering mere words, nothing will happen. Otherwise, even parrots also will be, they also can chant, Aham Brahmasmi, Aham Brahmasmi, Aham Brahmasmi. But nothing will happen. We have to realize that experience is required. Next sloka. Akrutva drushya vilayam. Akrutva drushya vilayam. Ajñātvā tattvamātmanaha. Ajñātvā tattvamātmanaha. Brahma shabdai kuto muktihi. Brahma shabdai kuto muktihi. Ukti matra phalairunam. Matra phalairunam. Tomorrow we will see the meaning of this sloka. So today what we have discussed, moksha is possible only by Brahmatma Ekatva Bodha, not by any other kinds of means. And when seeker, he is studying the scriptures, he has to be very careful. Once he will caught up into that Shabdajala Maharanyam, his mind will be totally confused. It's very difficult to come out. So by his own effort, he has to be very alert and careful. He has to understand that scriptures, studying the scriptures meant for self-realization, not for any other thing. And Ajnana Sarpadastasya, very aptly it is said, when person is stung by the serpent, that which is not there at all, appearing as the serpent, by any other kinds of medicine and by mantras, the poison cannot be removed, the sorrow cannot be removed from the mind of that person, only by making him to understand there was no snake at all, then entire agony created in his mind, fear, sorrow, etc. will be removed. The same way, Ajnana Sarpadastasya, when person is in ignorant state, by Brahmajnana alone he can realize the self, not by any other kinds of means, not by doing any other kinds of even noble actions also in this world. So we have to be very careful. Just now we have seen, by just uttering of the Brahman or Aham Brahmasmi and Mahavakyas, by doing japa, we cannot realize the self. Just by uttering the name of that medicine, disease cannot be cured. The same way, by uttering words and mantras of Brahma Tattva, we cannot realize the self without aparoksha anubhava, without direct experience of the self. Tomorrow we'll see 63 sloka number. Om Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu. Om Asato Ma Satgamaya. Tamaso Ma Jyotirgamaya. Mrityorma Amritangamaya. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate. Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om. Sri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om. మోక్షం అన్నటువంటిది జీవ బ్రహ్మ ఐక్య బోధ ద్వారానే, బ్రహ్మాత్మైక్య బోధ ద్వారానే సాధ్యమవుతుంది. మిగతా ఏ సాధనల వల్ల అది సాధ్యమయ్యేటువంటిది కాదు. శాస్త్రాధ్యయనము దేని కొరకు అని అంటే బ్రహ్మతత్వాన్ని పొందడం కోసము. శాస్త్రాధ్యయనం చేసినటువంటి వ్యక్తి బ్రహ్మజ్ఞానాన్ని, బ్రహ్మతత్వ అనుభవాన్ని పొందట్లేదు అంటే దానివల్ల ప్రయోజనము లేదు. ఆల్రెడీ బ్రహ్మతత్వాన్ని పొందినటువంటి వారికి, మోక్షం పొందినటువంటి వారికి శాస్త్రాధ్యయనము అవసరం లేదు. కాబట్టి శాస్త్ర అధ్యయనం చేయడం యొక్క ముఖ్య ఉద్దేశ్యము మోక్ష స్థితిని పొందటం. కానీ శాస్త్రాలని అధ్యయనం చేసేటప్పుడు చాలా జాగ్రత్తగా ఉండాలి సాధకులు అని చెప్తున్నారు. ఎందుకంటే శాస్త్రాలు చదువుతూ ఉన్నప్పుడు బుద్ధి స్థాయిలో ఒకలాంటి ఆనందం కలుగుతుంది. ఆనందాన్ని అనుభవిస్తూ ఇంకా ఇంకా చదువుకుంటూ వెళ్ళిపోయి అక్కడేం చెప్పారు, ఇక్కడేం చెప్పారు, వాళ్ళేం చెప్పారు, వీళ్ళేం చెప్పారు అన్ని తెలుసుకుంటూ నోట్ చేసుకుంటూ గొప్ప పండితుడు కాగలడేమో కానీ ఆత్మజ్ఞాని మాత్రము కాదు. గురువులకు ఏంటంటే ఇతరులకి తెలియచెప్పడం కోసము, వాళ్ళకి అర్థమయ్యేలాగా బోధించడం కోసము అనేకమైనటువంటి గ్రంథాన్ని అధ్యయనం చేయడము, రెఫర్ చేయడం జరుగుతూ ఉంటుంది. కానీ సాధకుని స్థాయిలో ఉన్నప్పుడు మాత్రము కేవలము శబ్దాలను పట్టుకొని దాని యొక్క క్రియ ఏంటి, వ్యాకరణంలో ఇది ఎక్కడ వచ్చింది, ఏమొచ్చింది, విభక్తి ఏంటి, ఇలా అన్నింటిని ఒక్కొక్కటి చూసుకుంటూ వెళ్ళిపోతూ దాంట్లో ఉన్నటువంటి సారభూతమైనటువంటి దాన్ని వదిలిపెట్టకూడదు అనమాట. సో ఇది చాలా ముఖ్యమైనటువంటిది అని చెప్తున్నారు. ఈ శబ్దజాలం మహారణ్యం, ఒక మహారణ్యంలో ప్రవేశించినటువంటి వ్యక్తికి దారి చెప్పేటువంటి వాళ్ళు లేకపోతే ఏ విధంగా దారి తప్పిపోయి అక్కడెక్కడే తిరుగుతూ ఇబ్బంది పడుతూ ఉంటారు. అదే విధంగా అనేక గ్రంథాలన్నింటినీ చదువుతూ అనేక చోట్ల వింటూ ఉన్నటువంటి వ్యక్తికి దారి తెలియక లక్ష్యాన్ని, గమ్యస్థానాన్ని చేరుకోలేక పోతాడని చెప్తున్నారు. మోక్షాన్ని పొందడము కష్టమవుతుంది. అందుకోసమని ప్రయత్నపూర్వకంగా గురు పరంపర అనుగ్రహంతో సరి అయినటువంటి విధానంలో శాస్త్ర అధ్యయనము చేసి మోక్ష స్థితిని పొందవలసి ఉంటుంది అని చెప్తున్నారు. తర్వాత వచ్చేసి మోక్షాన్ని పొందటానికి బ్రహ్మజ్ఞానం ఒక్కటే దారి అని ఎందుకు చెప్పుకున్నారు, మిగతావన్నీ ఎందుకు కాదు అని అంటే, ఒక వ్యక్తికి పాము కాటు వేసింది అనుకుని ఆ వ్యక్తి అనుకుంటున్నారు, కానీ అక్కడ పాము అన్నదే లేదు. పొరపాటున సరిగా కనిపించకపోవడం వల్ల ఏదో పడి ఉన్నటువంటి తాడు లాంటి అని చూసి పాము అనుకున్నారు. ఇప్పుడు నాకు పాము కరిచింది అని బాధపడుతూ భయపడుతూ ఉన్నటువంటి వ్యక్తిలో ఉన్నటువంటి భయాన్ని, బాధని ఎలా తొలగించగలుగుతాము? ఏ మంత్రాల వల్లనో ఏ ఔషధాలు తీసుకొచ్చి మందులు వేసి తొలగించలేము. ఏం చెయ్యాలి అంటే అసలు అక్కడ పామే లేదని అతనికి చూపించాల్సి ఉంటుంది. అదే విధంగా అజ్ఞాన అంధకారంలో ఉన్నటువంటి వ్యక్తికి అజ్ఞానం అనేటువంటి పాము కాటు వేసినప్పుడు ఔషధం ఏంటి అని అంటే బ్రహ్మజ్ఞానం అని చెప్తున్నారు. బ్రహ్మజ్ఞానం తెలుసుకోవడం తప్ప ఇంకా మిగతా ఏ సాధనలు పనిచేయవని చెప్తున్నారు. సో బ్రహ్మజ్ఞానం యొక్క ఔన్నత్యాన్ని ఇక్కడ బోధ చేస్తున్నారు. ఇది చాలా ముఖ్యమైనటువంటి అంశం. ఎందుకంటే ఎన్నో రకాల సాధన చేస్తున్న మోక్షం ఇంకా లభించట్లేదు అంటే, మోక్షం లభించాలి అంటే తను ఎవరో తాను తెలుసుకోవాల్సి ఉంటుంది. నగచ్చతి వినాపానం వ్యాధి ఔషధ శబ్దతః. వ్యాధి కలిగినప్పుడు ఔషధం తీసుకుంటేనే వ్యాధి తొలగిపోతుంది. అలా కాకుండా ఔషధం పేరు మాత్రమే చెప్తూ ఉన్నట్లయితే ఆ పేరుని ఎన్నిసార్లు పలికినా వ్యాధి మాత్రము తొలగిపోదు. అదే విధంగా నేను బ్రహ్మము, నేను బ్రహ్మతత్వము, నేను ఆత్మస్వరూపము, బ్రహ్మన్ ఇలా ఎన్నిసార్లు ఆ పదాల్ని పలుకుతూ ఉన్నా, మహావాక్యాల్ని పలుకుతూ ఉన్నా, జపంలాగా చేస్తూ ఉన్నా ప్రయోజనము ఉండదు అని చెప్తున్నాను. అపరోక్ష అనుభూతి పొందాల్సి ఉంది. అపరోక్షం అంటే అది ప్రత్యక్షము కాదు, పరోక్షము కాదు. అందుకోసమని అపరోక్షము అన్నారు. శంకరాచార్యుల వారు అపరోక్ష అనుభూతి అన్నటువంటి గ్రంథాన్ని రాస్తున్నారు. చాలా అద్భుతమైనటువంటిది. భవిష్యత్తులో భగవంతుడు గురువుల ఆశీర్వాదంతో చెప్పుకోవడానికి ప్రయత్నం చేద్దాము. ఇంకో చోట కూడా ఈ అపరోక్షము అన్నటువంటి ఆ టాపిక్ వచ్చినప్పుడు ఇంకా వివరంగా చెప్పుకున్నాం అపరోక్ష అనుభవ స్థితి గురించి. ఇక్కడ అపరోక్ష అనుభవము అంటే తన స్వస్వరూపాన్ని తెలుసుకోవటము. ఈ మంత్రాలన్నీ దేనికోసము అంటే ఆ ఆత్మ అనుభవాన్ని పొందడం కోసం మాత్రము. అంతేకాని జపం చేయడానికో లేకపోతే హోమాలు యజ్ఞాలు చేసేటప్పుడు వాటన్నింటినీ మంత్రాలని ఉచ్చరించడానికి, పారాయణం చేయడానికో, పఠించడం కోసం మాత్రము కాదు అని చెప్తున్నారు. 63వ శ్లోకము రేపటి రోజున చెప్తున్నాం. విఠలా హరి విఠలా विठला हरि विठला पांडुरंगा विठले हरि नारायण पुरंदर विठले हरि नारायण पांडुरंगा विठले हरि नारायण पुरंदर विठले हरि नारायण हरि नारायण भजो नारायण राम नारायण कृष्ण नारायण विठला हरि विठला विठला हरि विठला विठला हरि विठला। बोलिए श्री पांडुरंग भगवान की जय, विठल भगवान की जय, श्री सद्गुरुनाथ महाराज की जय। ओम लोका समस्ता सुखिनो भवन्तु। ओम असतो मा सद्गमय तमसो मा ज्योतिर्गमय मृत्योर्मा अमृतंगमय। ओम शांति शांति शांति। हरि ओम। श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः। हरि ओम।